So welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to discuss the key concepts, business concept that usually confuse startup founders, especially small and medium scale enterprises, business owners. And the concept that I want to talk about today is the difference between revenue, profit, and cash flow. Many SME business founders usually confuse these three concepts. But today I'm going to clarify these three concepts because if you do not understand the difference between them, it will be very hard for you to run your business successfully. And the three concepts we want to talk about today is revenue, profit, and cash. So sometimes when businesses make revenue, they confuse that with profit. And when they make a lot of cash as well, they also confuse that with profit. So let's break it down. So what is the revenue of the business? So simply the revenue of the business is what is called the top line. How much did you get when you sell your product or services to customers? And you need to also understand that sometimes you sell to customers in cash or on credit. So if you don't understand those two differences as well, you may be sad because the business doesn't have cash, whereas the business is making a lot of revenue. And sometimes when you're making a lot of cash and the business is not making a lot of revenue, you may also be too excited because you are seeing a lot of cash to spend, but then your business is not making enough revenue for you to justify the size and investment you have made in the business. So simply, the revenue is how much did you get from customers when you sell to them. Okay, let's talk about profit. And this is the most important uh, concept that every business owners must understand. The profit simply is what you make from selling to customers and the expenses that you incur in running the business. I don't also want to go too much into, accounting jargons, but when you are running a business and you sell to customers, all the expenses you incur in running that business is what they call expenses. It can be gross expenses, it can be net expenses, it doesn't matter. In as much as you know all the money you spend in incurring in running that business, like the money you use in buying the goods or in getting ready the services, the money you pay for rent, if you have somebody working for you, the salary you pay for those people working for you, if you have to pay like NEPA or electricity bills, all of those expenses that you incur, you need to minus them from the revenue you make from selling to customers. And that is eventually when you see profit. And don't also confuse that profit with cash. The business may be profitable, but you don't have a lot of cash in the business. Like we said, the cash is also a concept of, do you sell to customers on credit, or do you collect money from customers in advance? Do you pay your suppliers too early? Do you owe your suppliers? So those are the things that affect the cash you have in the business. But generally, just understand first that the revenue you make from the business is different from the profit. And every business owner or every even business founders must understand if the business is profitable. If your business is not profitable, then it is unwise to run that business for a long time. Sometimes you need to make a detour. You need to pause. You need to think and say, hey, you know what? This business is not profitable. Do I want to still continue to, do this business? But anyway, those are the decisions you have to make personally. So let's talk about cash. Also need to remember that the money you make by selling can come in cash and can come in the form of people owing you. The cash you make from selling to customer is not your profit. And that is also something that confuses people. Many small and medium scale enterprises, business owners, sometimes get confused when they have too much of cash, coming into their business, and they tend to spend them. Also remember, if you spend this cash and not understanding that you are not spending profit, it will get to a point where you would have spent even the capital that you should be using to run your business. So you need to understand these three concepts. And understanding the three concepts, again, revenue lets you understand whether the business has a lot of customers that are patronizing you. Profit lets you understand whether your business even makes sense, whether you should be doing it in the first place. And cash is the engine oil of the business. It is the king. If you don't have cash, even though your company or your business is profitable, you may get stuck. So just simply, without going too much into accounting concepts, knowing that okay, the revenue I make by selling to customer is different from whether the business is profitable, because you need to account for all the expenses. You also need to be able to understand that the money you make by selling to customers that comes in form of cash, because it's in your bank account, is not all of them you can spend, because that is also not profit. So understanding these three concepts will really help you to manage the business finances a little better. So that is the concept I want to share with you in this video today. I will see you next time in my